one of our most productive employees. She was recruited somewhere else because there was no opportunity for advancement, and we couldn't afford to keep her. So restructuring allowed us to be able to have the 2 deputy positions, open up positions for promotions to management, and also fill and add a 4th investigator.
All right, I'm looking at your metrics here. I see the number of complaints that have come your way over the last several years have been steadily increasing. And I'm wondering if you consider that a good thing or a bad thing. Good, and to the extent that evidently it might suggest that people are more comfortable coming forward, but negative, no one likes to see an increase in complaints. What's your assessment of that?
As it relates to the increase in complaints intakes? Yes. I think that's attributed to a couple of things. Right before the pandemic, we were seeing an increase. It was a smaller increase, but we were seeing an increase in complaints, and that was related to our community engagement. During the pandemic, of course, everything dropped, but once the pandemic was over, we got back out doing our community engagement and increased our presence in the community. So with doing that, we've been able to build the awareness of the agency, one, and also increase our transparency, which I believe has translated into citizens being more comfortable with filing complaints. Which, of course, like you said, is that a good thing or a bad thing? In my world, it's a good thing, because when citizens have concerns, you want them to go to a place that they can trust and that they can have their concerns addressed, so that we can try to avoid any issues later on, or reduce the possibility of issues later on.
All right, I'm looking at your community engagement activities, and it shows an anticipated reduction. Could you give us a little more information on that?
On community engagement?
Yeah, going from 250 to 175. Yes.
Our goal is always building awareness of the agency and increasing citizens' understanding of police interactions. So whenever we have an opportunity to present to someone, provide information to someone, we take advantage of that. We've supplemented our staff with our Integrity Street team, who are volunteers who participate to allow us to be able to attend multiple events during the same time. We never want to miss an opportunity to be before citizens. We always sending out information to citizens to wait a minute. The reduction from 250 to 175.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And that was for the, yes. The reduction from 250 to 175 would be related to us being able to identify events where we can get the most bang for the buck, so to speak. One thing that we've noticed is that, and this is not to say this is a bad thing, the larger the events that we can attend, the better. That's not to say that we don't want to attend events where it's 5 people, 10 people, but we like to hit the larger events, so that's what we're shooting for. I'm sorry. And then also this year we will be initiating our art and essay contest, which is going to increase our exposure. And what?
Throughout Metro.
You can turn on your mic there.
Yes, that will increase our exposure in Metro Atlanta, but primarily the city of Atlanta. Yeah.
Okay.
And just like it was just like Lee said, we do assessments following each outreach event. And based on that assessment, then we plan the following year. And as Mr. Reed also said, we take a look at that assessment and we try to attend those events or make sure we participate in those events that would take fewer resources, but would also maximize our exposure.
Okay, got it. Is your board fully populated?
No, thank you for asking that question. We actually need an appointment from City Council.
Is that city council in its
As a whole.
entirety?
As a whole.
Yes, and Council President's appointment should be sworn in soon, if not already. Thank you. The mayor still has an appointment that we're waiting on. APAB, Atlanta Planning and Advisory Board, has an appointment that we're waiting on for G through L. And we are, we've been having a little trouble trying to move forward with our second 18 to 30-year-old seat on the board. We created that seat on the board a couple of years ago, and we need to be able to bring some legislation forward to try to open that up and find an organization that will be able to appoint to that position.
So that we can find the best possible board member for you, what kind of skill set or background should we be looking for?
We're very interested in individuals who have time, have the commitment, and as we relate to skill set, it would be great if they have the analytical skills. Our staff, investigators, do an excellent job conducting the investigations, laying everything out for board members, excuse me. But they have to really be able to take the time and read it. These are not the type of investigations that you can read in 30 minutes and think you're ready to come in and make a decision. These are investigations where you need to take the time, sit with it, read it, understand it, and be ready to come in and make a decision based on the facts and the evidence in the complaint. That's what we were looking for. Analytical skills would probably be the greatest thing.
I was reminded that it's been 16 years.
Yes, sir, 16 years. I'm glad you mentioned that. We're having our open house on May 9th.
Next week.
You all are welcome to attend, and all the public too. So that's next Thursday, and it has been 16 years. And we're going to be providing information related to the history of how we got here, and just looking at the present and where we plan on going.
I was here during the discussion surrounding that. It was not a love fest,
As they please.
but I'm glad we did it. I think I had a. When did the board first hire you?
2012.
All right. Questions or comments? Ms. Lewis?
So thank you so much for this presentation. I had a good time watching it in the back before I came out with a few questions. The first question I had is, do you have everything you need to fully support the mission and needs of Atlanta Citizen Review Board to meet all of the citizens of the city of Atlanta, which has grown by over the last 16 years? So do you have, I'm looking at that 5-person staff, I'm thinking about 500,000, I mean, how many people live in just the Atlanta area? So do you have what you need to get the job done?
Thank you, Councilmember Lewis. We are always in a position of trying to be proactive. That's our goal. Reacting, and I'm going to start it like that because the filing of a complaint is an investigation. It's reactive. A citizen has been harmed. Our goal is to continue with our reactive work, but also do more work related to proactive measures, okay? And in order to do proactive measures effectively, yes, those will require more resources. Now that we've completed our restructuring, I want to make a bigger step into doing proactive work. And that's, that will cause us to have to say, hey, we're going to need more individuals to be able to participate in this proactive work so we can prevent the harm to occurring with citizens. Yes.
I have one more question. Is there any kind of way we can change that appointment for 18 to 30-year-olds from the organization to make it more of a citywide approach? I know currently one organization gets to choose, and that organization currently, anything could happen, right? So that organization currently isn't in active status?
The way that the appointing entities are assigned in the ordinance, they are identified. There's one appointing entity identified for each seat. What the board did was we went through a process and identified an agency, an organization who had the willingness to want to participate on our board. And so whenever we are able to introduce the legislation, of course, council can decide what it would like to do with the seat and who they would like to assign it to it. So I was talking with my chair about it. So we are looking at how we can move forward with that seat. So we're considering a number of options. I do know that in the ordinance, a couple of years ago, the ordinance was changed to allow when we had a vacant seat that was over 90 days, city council would be able to appoint someone to that seat, and city council could open that up to whoever they want to. But now the only caveat to that is when that appointment expires, the goal would be to have an appointing entity in that seat. So it wouldn't be something where city council would just keep appointing to that seat. It would be as a stopgap because there's nobody appointing in that seat. And we would like to have another 18 to 30-year-old because they bring a valuable perspective to the agency, to the board's work. Yes.
Thank you again. Thank you, Chair.
President Shipman.
Thank you all for the work you do. I'm intrigued by the engagement for those under 35, and also Atlanta obviously has somewhat of a transient population, so we have people moving here and trying to engage them in this kind of process is important. I'm just curious what you found most successful, especially for those under 35, and maybe if you also touch on how to reach new residents.
Well, it's the way we approach outreach. It's almost like a shotgun blast. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be saying that, but it's almost like it's a wide net. It's a wide net, and we going to the question earlier. We are trying to surgically strike, but we have been effective with a wide blast, and we have one of our employees conducts open the calls, cold calling every week to organizations. Every week, at least 5 organizations are contacted to where we're informing them about our services, asking them if there's an opportunity for us to either provide materials to them or be able to speak with their organization. And that's been quite helpful. And so a lot of those organizations contain individuals under 35. Now, as it relates to, and then also schools and colleges, we've been increasing our presentations to college students, which has been great. As it relates to new citizens, We use mass media a lot. We try to use mass media. We have a new round of mass media advertisements that will be coming out soon, and that's usually billboards and MARTA training and the junior posters up in neighborhoods. They try to catch people's attention. So it's just a number of things. It's just a number of things. But now, if you know somebody that we could contact, we'd love to contact them.
Great. No, I appreciate that. I'll follow up with you on that. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I'd like to add just one more thing to what Mr. Reed is saying. We also work very closely with I Speak, and a lot of our brochures and information is published in the top 5 languages.
All right, thank you. Anything else? Anything else? Any other questions, comments? All right, seeing none, thank you. Thank you for your work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Law, we can start a little early if you're ready.